Longford Town manager Neale Fenn joins me at the City Calling Stadium. Longford Town have beaten Bray Wanderers by 2-0 to go back to the top of the First Division. Neale, we spoke after the Shelbourne game here and we probably agreed amongst ourselves it was probably Longford's best performance of the season, but I think that was a step up again tonight.
Yeah, I thought we were excellent tonight for 90 minutes. Against Shells, we probably were good for 45. And then probably not as good as what we could have been for the second 45. But tonight it was 90 minutes of good play, good hard work, quality, and we got our rewards in the end.
Did you need to say anything to the lads at half time? Because it was an extremely comfortable first half for Longford in all honesty. Lee Stacey wasn't troubled at all. Did you have to tell them just to keep the foot on the gas, or was it go out and do the same thing again?
Yeah, it was. We thought they'd come out and have a go at us. So kind of like what Shells did. So we just said let's not have another repeat of that where we took our foot off the gas a little bit, but we didn't. We carried on pressing and working hard and creating chances, and probably should have scored a couple in the second half as well. But we can't fault anybody. Everybody put in a shift today and played really well.
Another clean sheet, and Mick McDonald chipping in with a goal, a header from a set piece early on. You must be delighted with his form so far this season. He's done really well.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent today. When you've got the quality of Anto Breslin whipping balls in, we should be more of a threat from set pieces. We keep on at the centre backs. You need to attack the ball. You need to want to score, and he did today. Mick got a good header, and we're delighted with that we scored a set piece.
Peter Hopkins, he's on hot form at the moment. Another goal tonight, and he probably could have had a couple more as well. You must be delighted with his form.
Yeah, again, he's getting goals, which is excellent. Another assist from another excellent through ball. But when Peter gets, when he gets running, there's not many people that can catch him. So he showed good composure today and took his goal well. And he's getting a good run in the team now. He's had a lot of problems with injuries over the years. He's been here for a year and a half, or whatever, and he's had a lot of injuries. He's never had a good run in the team. So it's good to see him getting a good run and showing his quality, because he is a threat.
Yeah, I've just spoken to Mick McDonald, and he's hailed the qualities of A-Derin, not just in his playing performance but in training as well. As his manager, it must be a joy to manage such a young player that's showing such talent and desire every week.
Yeah, again, everyone who comes out to the City Calling can see his quality. He just works hard. He keeps it simple, but he's got turns and quality as well. I thought Sean Brennan was excellent today for his first game. He was for a young lad to come in. I thought he was excellent, but it's hard to I say I don't want to pick out lads, but I do. Yeah. But I thought everybody was brilliant today. I thought we really were. It really was a good performance, and I think we deserved the win.
Yeah, and obviously Sean Brennan, it's a name that kind of caught the eye, because it's not too often you see a player coming on loan from an English Premier League club to a League of Ireland club, particularly a First Division club. So a lot of people have been keeping an eye on him to see how he done. He came on last week in Wexford, and he was a huge part in turning around that result. And as you said tonight, he was excellent again. So you're probably looking to get a run of games in him now and see what he can do at this level.
Yeah, it was hard. We brought him in at the start of the season, so he's been here from the start. But it's been difficult for him to get in the team, because the boys have been doing well. And with the injury to Dobbsy, Sam moves up and there's a position there for him. So he was excellent today. Like you say, it come out of nowhere really that we managed to get him. I'd known about him a few years, so I was delighted that it was available. But he bought into what we're trying to do. He worked his socks off today, and he showed his quality as well.
And any update on Aaron Dobbs? Can we expect to see him back for the trip to Cove next week?
Yeah, well, hopefully he'll be available. He just tweaked his hamstring last week, but not too serious. So he's rested it this week, and we expect to see him fit next week.
And on that trip to Cove, obviously it's a ground you know well. You've played there several times since you've been managing Longford. You went out with the League Cup there, unfortunately, last year. We all know it's a difficult place to go. How are you feeling ahead of this trip?
Yeah, it is a difficult place for us. I won't lie. It hasn't been the best ground for us, but it's a different team. There's different players here this year, so we just keep driving into them that if you don't work hard and you don't do things simple, then you won't get the reward. So at the moment, we've been for the past few games, we've worked hard. We've kept things simple. We've took our chances well. So we'd expect the same going down to Cove. We know it won't be easy. They've got Kabir up front is a good. I'm a good friend of his dad, so I'll give him a call to make sure he's not playing. But no, and Hendo's done a great job there with the young lads, and
did a very good result last night, winning away in Galway. So they're coming in with high confidence now too.
Exactly, yeah. But we keep saying it every week. There's no easy game, so it's going to be difficult. And if you approach the game right and you give them the respect that they do deserve, then we have got a chance. But we'll have to be at the top of our game.
Finally, top of the league, game in hand. You must be enjoying this.
Yeah, top of league. We're not really looking at the league at the moment. Again, it's just get on with playing matches and just get on with trying to win it. And the way it is at the moment, everybody's changing hands at the top of the league. You're there, then you're not there, then you lose a game, you'll drop down to 4th or 5th. So it's too early in the season to be bothering about that. So we'll just keep our focus and just keep trying to win matches.
Neale, fantastic performance tonight. Well done. Thanks very much. I'm joined by the opening goal scorer on the night in a 2-0 win for Longford Town at home to Bray Wanderers, Mick McDonald. Mick, not the prettiest of goals, but they all count at this stage of the season.
Yeah, that's it. It's my first one as well. My first one for Longford actually. But I was delighted with it. It's a good game. We played well, I thought.
Were you surprised about how much space you had and how much time you had for that opening header?
Yeah, I was actually. The big lad marked me off Bray, but it was a great ball in actually by Aodh. He's been whipping in good set pieces, so I was happy with it.
Spoke to Neale Fenn here after the Shelbourne game, and we described it as probably Longford's particularly in the first half, their best performance of the season. But tonight it was probably your most comfortable game in all honesty. 2-0 in the end, but could have been a lot more. Bray really didn't trouble Lee Stacey at all in the Longford nets. No,
that's it. We're really solid tonight now from the start. From the first minute, I thought we dominated. First half, came out second half again. It was more the same, to be honest.
We're probably saying what we've said after most Longford games this year. You're obviously delighted with the clean sheet and you're looking really solid at the back. A good partnership been built between yourself and Conor Kenna, but probably like to see a few more goals going in. It's not too often Longford have got more than 2 in any games this season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the goals have been spread around. Like we'd like to have a consistent score, but lads have been chipping in from everywhere. But once we're getting 3 points every week, we're happy. Yeah, and obviously missing Aaron Dobbs tonight as well. So as you said, it's great to have players willing to chip in from other areas. And Peter Hopkins at the moment is in fantastic form. Yeah, Peter's playing brilliant, and the likes of Dean Bourne coming off the bench. If you look at how strong our bench is tonight, I think it says a lot, to be honest. And tell us about your teammate A-Derin again. I think probably most people would agree, man of the match tonight. Absolutely everywhere, the young man. You're training with him every week. How good is he? He's immense. Like he's for a little lad, he just covers so much ground, wins every ball. He's brilliant. He's a great lad as well. So top of the league now, and a game in hand as well. So you must be delighted with this start of the season so far. Yeah, delighted with it. But sure, look, it's only a start. We have to kick on now and take every week as it comes. Still the only unbeaten team in the first division. Yeah, difficult trip now to St Coleman's Park on Saturday. Yeah, it's always tough down in Cove. They've been winning lately as well. I think they won in Galway there, but we look to get 3 points again. And just finally, from your own personal point of view, you must be delighted with your performances so far this season. As I said, yourself and Conor Kenna have really put a good partnership together at the back there, because early on in the season yourself and Joe Manley were rotating that centre back position, but you seem to have grabbed that jersey now as your own. Yeah, that's it. It's great to play with Conor. Obviously he's an experienced player, he reads the game very well, and Lee Stacey behind us helps a lot. The likes of Anzo Breslin and Shane Elworthy, he's been very consistent. It's been good. Mick, thanks very much and well done. Cheers. So Dervin joins me here at the City Calling Stadium. Longford Town have beaten Bray Wanderers by 2-0 to go back to the top of the first division. I think most people agree your performance tonight was a man of the match display. You came into the Longford Town team last season, you were a revelation, but your performances this season, you really seem to have kicked on. Have you done something different in pre-season, or what's behind your form, do you think?
I knew with pre-season I had to put on weight. I didn't do much cardio or anything like that because I knew I was fit in pre-season, but yeah, just eating loads and getting stronger. Like I'm not getting bullied as much as I was last year, so I think that's the main thing. I'm more physical this year and I just want to play every game. So the squad that we have as well, it's hard not to play well, so you have to keep playing well to keep your place.
Yeah, and you can see that tonight. Obviously a lot of injuries and players out there tonight. Aaron Dobbs was missing, but Sam Verdon played up front, and Sean Brennan comes in, makes his first start, and players coming off the bench like Carl Chambers. Just so many options for Neale Fenn at the moment.
Yeah, and Carl's is back as well, and it's just so many options. You said it yourself, and it's very good that we have that depth in the squad that we didn't maybe have last year coming towards the playoffs. But you can see this year how much depth we have, and it's shown that everybody pushing each other for team spots in the team and everything. So we're happy to where we're going. We're confident.
The clean sheets are starting to rack up for Longford now this season. As a midfield player and a player that looks to get forward that bit more, you must have that bit of extra confidence knowing behind you have a really solid goalkeeper and an extremely solid back four.
Yeah, there's no words for the lads this year, the way they've started. Mick Mac, I've never seen him play as well and consistently as he has. But you mention it every week, Conor Kenna, he's something else. Like, he just the talking, and you can see his experience even as a midfield player, where he wants you to go, how high he wants you to get. Like, it's different, but it's hard not to play well when you have Conor behind you, and it's hard not to trust him as well, and Lee and Mick and everybody else, Anthony Breslin as well, as after coming in, and he's been something else.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to become a bit of a Conor Kenna fan club or something at the moment. A lot of people are saying that to me, but even the fullbacks, you haven't mentioned them as well, they really do add something to that Longford team. Elworthy and Anto Breslin defensively, but getting forward and getting crosses in, they're probably the best in the division, some may argue.
Yeah, I think they're the best in the division from what I've seen anyways, but we haven't played Galway yet, but I think they're the best in the division, and the engine that both of them have to get up and down, up and down, up and down. And you mentioned Shane, but the season that he's having, he's even keeping Chamber out of it, and how good was Chamber when he was playing. So credits to the both of them. As I said, you have to be on your top form to stay in this team, and that shows it.
We've probably spoken about it a few times this season. Longford at the back looking really solid and created plenty of chances tonight, but probably would have liked another one or two there just to tie things up towards the end. But Lee Stacey was never really troubled, was he?
No, I think Leeser's just, we're that confident as well. If he is troubled, he'll sort us out. But yeah, as you said, we like to finish one or more two chances and be more clinical. But look, it's a 2-0 win, and it's hard to find negatives out of that.
Yeah, with the style of play Longford play as well, it's probably fair to say they're maybe a team that don't need to go and get that extra goal at times, because you're, as a team, you're very, very confident on the ball and keeping the ball, and obviously when Longford have possession, that takes away the opposition's threat. So you can see out a game in other ways other than scoring goals, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think when the whole bust up happened and that, you could see after that for the next 5-10 minutes we just managed the game. We kept 5-yard passes, which is something we didn't do last year, and that comes from the experience from Dean Zambra. And I think he's been unbelievable this year, and playing beside him is so much better because he tells you what to do. He might be the loudest, but he's always in your ear when you're beside him, and it's hard, as I said, it's hard to play bad when you have people like that beside you.
Yeah, so as you've mentioned, Longford haven't played Galway yet. That rearranged fixture should be coming up in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. But it's a trip to St. Coleman's Park up next. Very difficult place to go. Longford were defeated there in the League Cup last season, so you don't want to let the momentum slip now.
No, but it's hard for the momentum to slip when we're so confident. But we know what to expect going up there. We know that sort of game, and I think the difference between this year and last year is we can change our style depending on the game, and I think maybe a bit we'll have to change our style up in St. Coleman's because the pitch isn't great up there and whatever else, but they're a team like that pressure all the time. But we know what to expect, and I think we're going to go for it again.
Yeah, finally cracking atmosphere here tonight. Another really good attendance, great to see. And chatting to the Section O lads over there after, they're very excited for this trip down to Cove next week, so I'm sure you're looking forward to playing in front of a big away crowd.
Yeah, I've seen on Facebook, I think they're just excited to gargle. But look, the amount we have, the better. The atmosphere again this season, like, just always behind. I think that's what holds us against other teams. The fans, they're just always behind us. If it's a tight game, they're driving us on, and people mightn't think it's a big difference, but it's a huge difference on the pitch because you want to do it for them. You don't want to let people down. But I think that's our positive this year. Yeah,
and I think they've been using you as a bit of a poster boy for advertising this bus down to Cove, so you'll have to get your commission out of that.
Yeah, if I said what I said on the poster, I can't remember. But if it gets commission or if it gets people going, I don't mind.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
I'm here with Cabinteely manager Pat Devlin after tonight's pulsating 3-2 win over Longford Town. Pat, I suppose, what a dramatic night.
Yeah, strange night, but you know, I suppose at the end of it all you have to just look at one thing, which is the result. But if you look at the overall game, like we started quite well, and then we gave a goal away and we're one down. You know, and Athlone were very good, in fairness, they were well organised, they worked hard for one another, and we had to match that, and I think we did. We always knew it was going to be a slippery one, and we got at it, and we got one back, and I said, right, here we go, we've turned the corner, and I knew if we got one we might get two, and we did get two, a very good goal from Keith Dalton. We're still a little bit worried about the performances of some individuals, and we made a couple of changes, and that sort of strengthened us a little bit. And to be fair to them, they got back 2-2 and could have went ahead 3-2, and then Stephen made a little mistake and Jack Watson had a magnificent clearance, so it was helter-skelter stuff, and then Rob Manley turns and gets the winner, and fantastic, and for the first time in Cabinteely's existence they're top of the first division, so it's all very pleasing but a little bit confusing at times too.
Yeah, and obviously you just mentioned you're top of the league now. I suppose maybe looking back on it tonight you will maybe be pleased, but there's still a long way to go in this division. You know, there's only 7 or 8 games played.
When you get my age, you know, they say to you, you learn a hell of a lot and you learn from experience, and you have to enjoy the moment. And I will enjoy the moment because Cabinteely's on top of the league. We've got to face a very tough game next week in Wexford, and now we're up there to be, you know, for people to target us. So we have a different experience facing us, and we have to deal with that. And the lads have to deal with that mentally and physically, and we got to deal with that as a club, as a team, and everything else. Is there expectations? Can we fulfil them? But look, overall, let's enjoy the moment and sit back over the weekend and see how the other results go. Could be only for one night, but at least we got to the top, and let's see what we can do for the rest of the season.
Yeah, do you think maybe flying under the radar a bit during the off season has maybe helped the expectations around the place?
you know, we've brought a new bunch of players here. We've kept a few who have been done very well. We've got some very good young players. We've left out a few of the players tonight. The squad, we changed it around. It's been tough going, and all the exams are now going to be finished shortly, and college games are all finished. So things should pick up a little bit better. And the most important thing for not only for us but every club coming here, the pitch will obviously improve in the coming weeks, months. And it'll be better from a football point of view. But it was entertaining tonight, and it's a pity about the crowd, but we've got to work on that, and we've got to build on that, and that's something we're doing as a club.
Yeah, and look, you just mentioned, you know, next week, big game against Wexford, you know. Maybe Wexford will be a team in the past that Captain have had a few troubles against. What kind of a challenge are you expecting down in Ferrycarrig? Obviously, they were just beaten by Longford 2-1 last week, so there are no pushovers down there at all.
Well, you didn't have to remind me about Wexford. I can tell you everything about Wexford. They're a bogey team, simple as that. And you know, it's never been any other way. And they're a good side. They work hard and they do their job, and they've a lovely little setup. And you know, you give them credit for existing like ourselves. And next week won't be easy. It'll be a very difficult game for us. We know that. But you know, the difficult games that we had last year and maybe the year before, we didn't win. Now we're starting to win difficult games. So it'll be a real test for us on next Friday. And it's up to the lads to perform and turn up and do their job. But they've shown different qualities tonight. They showed a little bit of courage, a little bit of desire, hunger and commitment, and they never gave up. And that's good. That's good. Even though we didn't play that well, in my opinion, they've done well in many other areas which they haven't shown. So signs are good.
And look, finally, before I let you go, maybe Rob Manny will grab all the headlines tonight, but it's more of a team effort this year. You know, you must be really happy with how, I suppose, the team ethic is going at the minute.
Well, everything we do is team, like from the people who run the club, the board, to the schoolboy side of it, to the management team, to the team on the park. That's that's what we want to sort of represent, and that's what we are about. And as I said, we'll enjoy the moment, and that's all you can do. I wish it was the end of the season. I'd be thrilled. I'd be popping a bottle of champagne, but it's far from it. It's a long, long way to go. So just happy that we got the 3 points. Happy for the players and happy for the club. And now we can try and look forward and build for next Friday. We've two massive games coming up: Wexford away, and then we've Bray away. So it says it all.
Thanks very much, Pat. Longford Town manager Terry Butler after tonight's, I suppose, heartbreaking 3-2 defeat against Cabinteely at Stradbrook. Terry, that's a very, very tough one to take.
Yeah, again, it's another tough one to take. I thought we played very well in the conditions. We probably played the conditions really. Football wasn't pretty, but then the state of the pitch is absolutely horrendous. I don't know how you can actually come here to play football. It's in very poor condition. And look, you get back into the game at 2-2, and you're hoping to see it out and maybe get out with a draw. You'd be happy at that stage, and then one lap of concentration and they get a goal, and it's 3-2, and it's another disappointing night.
Yeah, and I suppose maybe you just mentioned the pitch there. You know, you come probably the best pitch in the league, I'd say, at Loans pitches anyway. Maybe did you even plan to get to grips with that pitch during the week, or?
Yeah, well look, you can't go and play football, can you? Like, if you try to play a nice brand of football and you come here, you just have to go and match them up and do what they do and back to fun football. And it's, as I said, it's not great to see, but you have to play the conditions. You know, you can't do anything about the state of the pitch. You know.
Yeah, that's obviously 4 defeats on the spin now. You know, would it be fair enough to say that maybe your good start has been maybe eradicated by this poor run of form?
Of course I have, yeah. Like, you'd like to continue and positive, but then we started very well, probably above expectations. I have said that earlier on. So when you lose 4 on the trot, then it becomes a huge issue. So look, we put this behind us, and we just have to prepare for Galway next week, and try finish the 4 series on a high. Again, the lads are very disappointed in there, how we can concede such a soft goal, and you probably look at the goals, the 3 goals were very soft that we done, but then, as I said, it's probably not our type of game that we like to play. We have to bypass midfield and pick up seconds all the time, and, but then they're top of the league doing it, and best of luck to them.
Yeah, and I suppose maybe in the injuries front for your team, obviously there's a lot of players out injured. I know there's obviously Darren Meena went off injured last week. I know Aaron Miles was sick today. Could you maybe update us on a few of the injuries ahead of next week?
Yeah, well, hopefully Gav Carney will be back training on Monday. He was with the physio tonight. Obviously Kieran Grogan, the 1-match suspension. And the other 2 lads, should be okay for next week. So we'll probably be back to a full squad. But you know, it's difficult when you lose 4 or 5 players in 1 week, you know.
Yeah, and obviously, look, before I let you go, you know, you just mentioned Galway United next week. It's a local derby of sorts. Galway were beaten as well tonight, so you must maybe be looking at that game as maybe an opportunity to get back up, maybe into winning ways.
Yeah, well, look, you're looking at every game to turn around, aren't you? But like, there's more emphasis on next week's game, obviously, because as I said, it does finish that first round of games, and you know, at home we want to end as we started with Wexford and get a good positive result.
Keith, what a game!
Yeah, it was a mad old game, to be fair. It was up and down really, anyone could have won it. On my own performance, I don't really think I played well, let the boys down, but sure, look, we got the win and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, and what do you think of Athlone? You know, obviously maybe last year they weren't really that competitive, but tonight they were certainly competitive.
Yeah, this year they're a whole new squad and they're really competitive. Everyone was at it for them really, and they're winning most of the second balls, so that was our main problem. We weren't winning second balls, but in the second half we sort of picked it up and anyone could have won it in the end.
And I suppose there seemed to be a lot of emphasis on, you know, maybe set plays tonight. Was that maybe a weakness you saw on Athlone during the week?
Yeah, maybe, but we conceded a few set pieces there ourselves. But yeah, we've seen a few set pieces, and hopefully we got in there with Rob Manley at the end, so it worked off well. So happy with that.
Yeah, and how good is Rob Manley? You know, he's come in. I think that's his 9th goal of the season already. There's only 8 games played. He's absolutely on fire.
Yeah, Rob's absolutely fine. He's a top lad, and he just works for the team, and he'll always get a chance and always score a goal. So he's a top lad to play with, and yeah, I love playing with Rob.
Yeah, and how important is it to have players like that, you know, that will put the chances away? Because maybe last year you didn't maybe have that focal point up top. Obviously Marty and Luke Lucas maybe did that to an extent, but not maybe to the same extent.
Yeah, no, it's different this year. The boys are just getting chances and just putting them away. It keeps a lot of pressure off us, even the back line. So with the likes of Rob, Marty will come into form and start banging goals in. I know that for sure. So yeah, it's great to have them boys up there.
And look, obviously next week, you know, the easy games just don't come at all in this division. You know, it's Wexford away. Wexford, last year you maybe struggled against them.
Yeah.
Maybe expecting a difficult challenge against them.
Yeah, Wexford are a bogey team. They always put up a good fight to us. So there's no easy games in this league. So we're just going to take them one at a time and see how it goes from there.
And look, before I let you go, you know, you're top of the league now. Is that maybe anything that the players are talking about in the dressing room, or are you maybe just?
Not even, man. We just take one game at a time and just that's it. Don't worry about the league. It's a long out season.
Lovely. Cheers, Keith.
Joined by U.C.D manager Collie O'Neill, following a 2-0 defeat at home to Derry tonight in the U.C.D Bowl. Collie, it'd be fair to say overall you can't really have any complaints, and the better team did come away with the 3 points tonight.
Yeah, well, I think Derry were very well organised, very compact, made it hard for us to try and break them down. And when it comes down to set pieces, you know, that it's always a little bit harder to take when you haven't been completely outplayed, but I think overall Derry were probably a little bit better on the night.
You touched on it there, set pieces. How frustrating it must be that both goals came from set pieces, something that you work on day in, day out on the training ground to avoid conceding from?
Well, I think the second one there's not much you can really do about, because it has about 3 ricochets off it and goes in. It's just one of those things. But I'd be more concerned about how we lost possession leading up to the corners that we gave away, and that's something that we'd be looking to tidy up on.
Set pieces can be crucial in deciding the outcome of games. Do you feel maybe you're unlucky not to get one the 26th minute for a handball by Derry's David Parkhouse?
Yeah, but for me it was a handball, and I've seen them given so many times, and I honestly don't know. But again, I can't argue too much. You know, sometimes they go for you, sometimes they don't go for you. So it's just one of those things. We just lack that little bit of luck or decision to go our way tonight.
And generally, they're very quite happy for you tonight, but you had a good spell of possession just in around the 60th minute mark where you looked like you come back into it. Then Derry got the goal to go 2-0 up 10 minutes there. Do you feel that maybe just that kind of really sucked all the oxygen out of you completely?
Yeah, it did. It's hard when you know you're on top and you feel it's coming, and then you get a sucker punch with taking 2 or 3 deflections for it to go in. So it's mentally tough, and it's a hard one to take.
This league is also physically tough, and there's not much time for rest, and back out again here on Monday night against Cork City. They're not exactly on a great run of form at the moment, so the lads will definitely feel and fancy their chance to get back up on the horse in that game.
Well, we always feel, you know, for each of the games that we play, that we can have a chance of winning it. Like tonight, we fully believed it was a game where we can win. Monday is a game that we think we can win. The same going to Dalymount the following Friday. There's a lot of these games that we're looking at. We go, you know, if we have all 11 fully at it, you know, we can pick up 3 points.
Just finally on the injury front, the next 3 games against, as you mentioned, against Cork, Bows and Dundalk will probably come a bit too early for Conor Davis, who's coming back into training. Any kind of indication, like Claude, when you think he might be able to get back onto the field of play?
Yeah, he'll probably be back on the bench for us for Monday night against Cork. He's been back training there for a little bit, so he's on his way back.
Cheers, Collie, for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Delighted to be joined by Derry City manager Declan Devine following their 2-0 victory away to U.C.D. at the U.C.D. Bowl. Declan, 2 goals, 3 points and a clean sheet. You can't ask for much more.
It's a good night. It wasn't a vantage performance by any stretch, but ultimately it's a great one because U.C.D. are a good side, they're a good manager, they're very good players, and they've been on a good run of form themselves. So look, we knew coming here tonight was going to be very difficult, and we're delighted to leave with the points.
So for the 10 minutes or so just before you got that goal, they were just starting to come into UCD and had a good spells of possession. How well were you kind of pleased with the way you kind of controlled the game and seeing it out after Darren's goal for the last 20 minutes?
Well, we knew UCD would have a lot of the ball. We knew that they were very positive in their approach, but ultimately I think the shape of our team was very good. I think we defended really well from front to back. The application of our players was very good, but I think we've done a professional job tonight. We can get better. I hope we will get better. But to come to here tonight and get 3 points is a huge achievement for us.
Yeah, keeps a good mini run going. It's now 4 wins in all competitions, back-to-back wins away from home in the league for the first time this season, up to 3rd. It always just helps when you hear positive stats like that.
It's wonderful. The players have been great, but it's very early days. Nobody's getting carried away. The minute we came into the changing room, we started speaking about Monday. That's the most important thing. What's going on in the past is irrelevant. It's brilliant that we've got our win, but ultimately we've got to get ourselves ready for Monday now against St. Pat's.
You mentioned Monday. This is of course the start of 4 games in 12 days. Away to St. Pat's on Monday, and then the home against Shamrock Rovers next Friday. I suppose by then you'll probably be the sickest side of Dublin teams.
No, well listen, look, this is why we're on it. We're all delighted that the games are coming thick and fast. It gives us an opportunity to test ourselves. We're new, we're vibrant, but also we're still learning. We're still learning what we're about as a team. We're still developing into what we want to achieve at the club. But the games are a great learner for us. They come thick and fast. It gives all the players opportunities to play. So we're delighted. We're delighted that the games are coming, and delighted with the players' application so far.
And just final word of the Tretton fans that came down from Derry tonight. Great turnout. It's not always easy on a Friday night, and particularly as well when they have to make a trip to Dublin again in 4 days' time.
Listen, our fans are sensational. They've been incredible since we came to the club. The backing and the rapport between the players and the fans is outstanding, and long may that continue. The Derry fans are an honest bunch themselves, and when they see application of the players working hard and trying to be creative and scoring goals and putting their bodies on line to keep clean sheets, the Derry fans will definitely relate, and I'm so grateful for the way that they're looking after these players.
Declan, thanks very much for joining us this evening.
I'm delighted to be joined by Alan and Reynolds. Alan, just very, very tough game today, but sometimes you just got to admire the opposition that you played. They were very, very good tonight.
Yeah, look, they're a really good side, and we came in the game plan to keep it tight for as long as we could, and even if we conceded, I just said, what, I didn't think it was a good contest to watch. I thought it was supposed the way we set up, spoiled the game a bit, but I was hoping just to get to the last 20 minutes and we'd have a cut at it then, and corner kick and see from that kick, I suppose.
Yeah, do you think you could have really done anything different about the way you played? Because you definitely played well, especially the first 20-25 minutes before over started kind of taking over towards the end of the first half. Do you think there was anything that you could have done differently tonight, that could have changed the game?
Actually, you look at it, there could be a lot to say that you might do different, but it might be worked. You give them credit, the way their manager has been playing is excellent. They're really good side, so they'll beat a lot of teams here.
Yeah, and just overall then, how did you set are you proud of your players' performance tonight? Because it was very difficult, but at the same time it did look so they ended up going to the final whistle, even with a goal at the very death.
Yeah, but that's what we said. The minimum requirement is we get full effort, and we got that. At times we're outclassed by a really good side, but you'd expect that against the Blues. But we just need to regroup and get ready for Monday up at Sligo.
Yeah, and about Sligo on Monday, what challenge do Sligo pose for you on Monday night?
Yeah, look, we went up to watch them last Saturday. They're a good side, and I'm sure they'll be buzzing after winning tonight. But look, we'll be okay. We'll regroup and we rested 1 or 2 tonight to get ready for Friday, so we'll make 2 changes.
How pleased were you with that performance tonight?
Yeah, we're really pleased. I felt we played really well. Maybe should have won by 1 or 2 more goals, but overall, really happy.
What was kind of the particular aspects of tonight's performance that you were pleased with?
everything. I thought we played at a really good tempo. We moved them around. We created chances. We scored 2 goals. Should have more. Just disappointed with the goal we gave away. That's all.
With obviously Greg Bolger just being withdrawn just before kick-off, like, what is the update with Greg Bolger?
Greg was struggling since Thomas Cross last week. He hasn't trained at all this week, and he felt he'd be able to get through the game, but in the warm-up wasn't feeling right, and he made a good decision to come out.
Obviously, is there any updates then on when Dan Carr might be available for you again?
Dan should be back Monday full training, so hopefully he's back next week.
And then just finally, you've obviously, you know, great run at the moment. Tough game next week against Derry at the Brandywell. How would you see that game going?
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough game. They're having a great season. They're playing some good football. We know they'll pack the house out up there, and it'll be a hostile environment, but it's one we're looking forward to. I think the pitch up there suits how we play, and we're looking forward to going up there.
Well, cheers.